If you stand up and pull it up, you can get.
Okay, there we go. All right, if your microphone is green, you are on. Good afternoon. Seemed like we were just here. We were spinning our wheels. We spent most of our time getting to some festival entertainment we'll do that in an executive session. So I think we're ready to call our meeting to order. If you would, Chairman Morgan.
We'll call our meeting to order, 4:05.
Jeez, tardy again.
Yeah. With Doug Greenway, that's Green. Approval of the agenda, which was sent out, I think Doug sent it out, or it's also available here as well. Any changes, additions to the agenda? Not need a motion to approve the agenda?
Aye. Second.
We got a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, move on to the director's report with Doug.
I have, I apologize. Let's go ahead and do the minutes. I need in our system, I need to move that up. That's the wrong one. I sent the minutes out. I also emailed this out to you from our March 14th meeting. Those minutes should be up under approval of the agenda. Is approval of the minutes.
All right.
And I have those on the board or on the screen.
Are you looking for a motion to approve the minutes of last time's meeting, which was
March
14th?
Yeah, March 14th.
Motion.
Got a first, how about a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the minutes of last month. You already did the agenda, now can we get the director's report?
We can. So we'll be, it's only been a few weeks, and we've just had a couple of events where we hosted a new event, a CHS Farmers Alliance pancake feed for Feeding South Dakota, and we basically kind of comped our space to them. They did all the setup, but 350 people attended, and it was a real nice event. I think it'll get a lot bigger. They were very organized, and we're a business in Mitchell just like everyone else, and as you all, other businesses get solicited for this or that, we know we have to do our part too. In fact, so that went really well, and then we had our employee banquet, annual City of Mitchell employee banquet last Friday, which we hosted at the Corn Palace, but they have a committee that sets up, so it was very short amount of work for us, but it was our first bar event that the Corn Palace hosted. So those are always good for us. We have a nice group of part-time bartenders and helpers, and it was catered meal, and 145 people there from 6 to 10, and I might have played game show host for a bit, and we had casino night with the Exchange Club and some door prizes, things like that. So nice. We've had a kind of nice slow weeks. We've been doing lots of maintenance, fixing of chairs, and things like that. Upcoming events. Really, we have a large private party next Friday for about 450, a spring event party for Avera. That's a private event, and then we will set up for prom and do the prom, and then we go right into the circus. And I don't know that I had board members needed help last year. The Shriners kind of did tickets for us. I'll kind of keep you in the loop. But I don't know that we needed help from board members for ticketing. The Shriners did that for us, and then we were obviously selling our own tickets. And Craig and I have both been through this one time now, so we think we'll be a little more efficient in how we do things. And we made improvements from Performance 1 to Performance 5 even last year. So it starts on Monday the 24th, and then there's that free one on Tuesday morning for the seniors. It's really fun. They work with Dakota Wesleyan and Mitchell Tech. If you haven't seen that, lots of wheelchair-bound folks, and they get support to bring them in, put them right on the end rings, and they basically do a one-ring circus, and their fans are right around them. Just a little hour-long performance, and then we'll do 2 shows on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday, and they'll be out here Wednesday night. Shriners will be out of here on Thursday. We do a quick cleaning, and then next weekend we go MTI graduation. We go the big recital, which will be 1,700 people. Dakota Wesleyan graduation, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like that. Then we did the athletic banquet, and then we're having the cornhole for a 3-day cornhole event, and July graduation, and then tours. So it's kind of wrapping up. So we've got maintenance in the facility, fixing chairs, that kind of thing right now. Any questions about the events? Again, if you haven't subscribed to the Corn Palace social media, it's easy to do with your text or email, and Amy does a nice job putting all of our events out there. Does a little plug for them, and they'll show up, so you'll always be informed about those. Website. I don't think I showed you this last time, right? I probably should have, but maybe. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, this is our information's all the same, except it's much easier to edit. It's much more mobile friendly, and some of the things that, so we have this moving graphic, and again, I'm not a graphic artist, but you'll see these images fit real nice. We can put whatever we want in here. Well, I built the ones for the circus. We had a poster, so we didn't have custom images. So obviously they're supposed to fit in a long space, and they're not long. We try to stretch, and they kind of look kind of weird. So I don't know, is there a piece of software that will do that for me? Canva maybe?
Yeah.
Do that,
I'll ask Joanna, because I think she might have taken that in.
Well, you have something similar that made it
I think
different.
so.
Anyway, we can put whatever we want here. So upcoming events, that kind of thing, we'll put in here. But biggest change across the top here, you know, during the summer, 20 calls a day. How much does it cost to get in? Are you open, and where are you at? So we have all that right here. So we can change our hours. And of course, May 1st, Sunday, May, whatever that is, that first Sunday in May will be open Sundays, but still 8 to 5. So we'll change that. Biggest item I really like, when you scroll, these headers all stay here. Before these all moved, and if you wanted to get back to About Us, you had to go scroll back up. Of course, the drop downs are still here. That's fine. These and all of our social media and the calendar are on the first page. Before, you had to go over to the left, click the calendar, go to a new page, and find your items. So these are all upcoming events. If you look into May, it populates a little bit more. If we go back to, in fact, let's have our March stuff here. Hold on, let's go back. Interesting. So anyway, all of our major events are here. Like, you won't see the Avera party on here because it's not a public event that they need to know about. But you mouse over, you click on an item for more information. There's the prom. You click on circus, more information, or details, and of course then it's all right here. Information, and you can get right to tickets. Of course, when you go back home, you put this click link, so you click right here, and it goes right to your tickets. These corn camp, always kind of fun. If you want to see what the Corn Palace lights are doing, there's a corn camp, or if it's snowing, or raining, or if the Corn Palace isn't there, you know we've had a tornado. Visiting the festival, all that. So, anything that you've noticed that you kind of like that I've missed? We really like the fact that it scrolls now, and leaves these headers up.
So much easier to use. Haven't got a lot into adding anything to the top other than the circus. But once we figure out what we're doing for festival, that'll be a great way to promote that as well. Finding tickets and selling tickets on here is way easier than it was in the past. So.
Well, as an example, we just knew we got these calls. People would click on tickets and say, "Well, how do I get tickets to go to the Corn Palace?" It really was, and it was that way for years. Internally, you never think about, if you're not from here, well,
If I could needed a ticket to
get in, right? And it makes sense. You're saying, "Oh, we gotta get tickets. Well, I can't buy a ticket. Are they open?" All that. So it's not huge changes, but effective changes. So we really like it. And of course, all of our social media at the bottom here too, and we can have some fun with that too. So we are thinking that's going to be a good thing. And then last thing, was the farmers market stuff. And I wanted to give you an update on the farmers market. Quite honestly, it's been sad. It's a sad lad, I call it. And it does not a good look at the Corn Pulse, it's not a good look at the city of Mitchell. So it needs to either get better or go away. And we inherited this right the summer I started, the summer of COVID. But quite honestly, it was pretty effective. We had about 9 vendors, one of them being Rosedale Colony. And we'd have 100 people or so come in right away the first half an hour, locals, and then another 30 to 50 throughout the night. A number of them are visitors. And we were going from 5 to 7:30. And of course, then how come you don't open early? Because these people would literally come at 4 o'clock and stand in line. Okay, and went for 2 years. We actually changed the hours 5:30 to 7:30, which seemed to be fine. Last year, the colony did not come. And our other vendors, we reached out to them, and we had, I think, 7 vendors that first night with no colony. And we knew that they weren't coming. I obviously been in touch with them. And they just felt they could do more business staying at home, selling right off their farmyard, if you will, off the colony, instead of loading everything up, all their staff, scales, registers, all the stuff. Well, they had that wide variety of produce, of meats, eggs, handmade items. They had a wide variety. And then everyone else benefited. They did not come last year. So after that first session, we went from 7 vendors back down to 5, and then to 4, and then 3, and then 5. And about halfway through the summer, I never even charged them. We were just basically trying to recruit. And we had entertainment on the stage, an event, if you will, 7 of the 15 sessions. And we still just didn't get enough vendors. And one time we had the Tritones down here for the end of the year show, and we had 125 people down in the plaza for like 2 hours. It was awesome. And so what we're going to do is, starting next week, an email will go out to all the vendors we know about, ask them to send out, and we're going to ask them to commit to the fair. These are our dates that are right now are tentative. See, we have one festival week is the 23rd, and pre-Sturgis we move it to we're thinking of moving it to a Thursday. We did that one year, or we do it Wednesday, then we have the pre-Sturgis party Thursday. Anyway, those are all Wednesdays, 5:30 to 7:30, then we go 5 to 7 into September. If we can get 7 solid vendors to pay up front and commit and know that if it's bad weather or 100 degrees out, windy, we can put them in the lobby. I need to run that by Chamber, of course, make sure that they're okay with it, but quite honestly, anytime you get people in the building, they benefit a little bit too, because they go in and shop a little. So I don't think that's an issue, but that's how we're going to approach it, and I've kind of decided if we can't get 7, it's just really not worth it, because our tourists especially will come out and look and get worse. They're used to blocks long farmers market, and there's just nothing there. What we had was fine, it was very appropriate, but just not enough vendors. So you have to have vendors to bring the people, and we'll do a good job marketing it if we get it to go. But I didn't know if you had any questions about the farmers market. I sent those forms out so you can kind of see what the expectation was. This is the agreement form. It's nothing too complicated, and then the rules a little bit driven by legislation actually. If you're selling fresh meats and eggs and things like that, but this group are experienced. They know how to prepare their foods. They know how to keep their foods. They have their sales tax licenses with them. So our group was really quite organized that we had here. I had no concerns, but they have.
Did you say there was a possibility of another company maybe coming?
Well, we're going to try really hard to reach out to them, see if we can get a colony here.
I think that would be a good goal.
And we would, and I'll be very honest with you, it's not a priority of ours. We just felt, you just have the market. They come and set the table up, but you have to work hard getting that. We have the flags out and we put it on social media, but we didn't do a lot of radio. You don't make enough off of it to do much of that. But once word is out, there's good things there, and we can draw 50, 75 people, just tourists, you know, on a Wednesday evening, they're in the corner house between 5 and 8 o'clock. You know, we make those announcements and they go out there, so. That's the plan for farmer's market. We want it to do well. There's a group up by Fedora, there's a flower business, fresh flowers. They want to be part of it. I've contacted the gentleman from Parkston, wants to be part of it. So we'll see what we come up with. I really want it to go well. I think we're a good place for it. I think the plaza is a really nice setting, and we can do things on the stage. But it just needs a little bit more effort put toward it. So, any comments, questions about that? I don't want to beat that farmer's market animal to death. Okay, I think that's all I have from any questions about director stuff. Okay, great.
Box office concessions, there's not much different from last time. Obviously, we started selling circus tickets. It's going probably as well as last year. The initial excitement of it wasn't as good as last year, but hadn't had it for a couple of years. So online sales have actually been better than at the window, which is great because I don't have to get out of my desk to do it. But other than that, I don't have any numbers or anything like that. Sales have been decent compared to last year, so hopefully it ends up as well as last year.
The morning tickets went on sale. We had free popcorn, free coffee, free hot chocolate. We had circus music playing outside and in.
It was loud.
Well, and
We wanted to make sure you knew.
we had like 5 people. And, oh, I'm so sad. Come on, last year we had a line of people. We had this
It was huge for like an hour. It was crazy.
Anyway, it's a lot of fun to sell circus ticket. People are excited for the circus. They really are. And FYI, they're a $12 adult ticket general admission. If you just want to come in and sit down, almost every kid, if they want a ticket, get a free ticket. If they want reserved, then they have to buy a ticket too. And those tickets are $15, and then with our ticketing fees, and we do a 5% of ticketed items, just like any other event we do at Cornhouse, that rounds up to $16.50 with our e-ticks and Cornhouse fees on it. So $16.50 is the reserved ticket. And we'll be selling those, day of show as well, but we're going to really, in fact, the post went out today, we're going to hit it really hard, try to get people, if you want to walk in and scan your ticket, buy a reserved seat, and then try to get people down here to buy their tickets early. We have such a line, and scanning and taking their tickets is fast, because the circus starts at 4:30, ends at 7:15. The next show is supposed to start at 7:30, so you have 1,800 people out, and then another 1,700 in 20 minutes. It's impossible, especially if we're selling a lot of tickets. If we just have to get them through the door, it goes pretty fast. So if you can help us promote that, great. Otherwise, I think we're pretty organized on our side. And we got some ideas on, concessions wise, we'll be open on both sides. We'll not for the one show, because obviously we have kids getting out of school till 3:30. So doors will open an hour before, and then the second show on Tuesday and Wednesday, we open them when the Shriners say open them, and they're ready for us. Anything else about box office stuff? All right. Citizen input, I guess.
Is there any citizens here for input? No, there's not. So we need can we make a motion to go into executive session? Okay, Gio, you got a second to go into executive session?
A second.